or the library.
Nice. Yeah. Hello, everybody. Welcome. It is 7:45 at Central Daylight Time, and so we're going to kick off our conference for this year. My job is I have the pleasure of welcoming you to the 21st Annual Conference of the Technology for Second Language Learning Conference. Our topic this year, we're focusing in on the topic of researching the language and use of generative AI. And this builds on our conference from last year. And we started last year by kind of exploring, and everybody contributed something that they had been working on. And we were all really just getting started because generative AI just became available to all of us, had just become available to all of us just within the previous year. So this year, we want to continue to build. Our conference last year produced a volume of papers, and you can find that. It's linked from our website this year. It's called Exploring AI, Generative AI in Applied Linguistics. And it's an open book, so anybody's welcome to download that. And lots of people have. I looked this morning and about 7,000 or so people had downloaded it. So we're able to share with the world in that way. And we're planning to publish a similar volume from the papers this year so that we can keep track of our journey as we get into this really interesting area. Generative AI really presents some challenges for applied linguistics. We've been working in technology and language learning for the last 40 years that I can remember anyway, and some people even before that. But this is really different. I mean, the machines never produced grammatical discourse before. We thought they were going to in the 1980s. Some people remember that, right, Bob? But it never quite materialized. We thought they were going to be really good grammar checkers. And they helped raise students' awareness about grammatical issues, but they were never really that good. Well, they are now, or at least they appear to be. So how can learners' direct access to open AI support their language learning? How can effective specialized language learning and assessment tools be built from generative AI? Okay, our tools have just dramatically changed. What strategies do language learners need to benefit from their use of generative AI? We suspect that if they just produce their assignments by asking the AI to do it, copy that, and then hand it in, that probably won't be too beneficial to them. Okay, so what should they do? How can they interact with the generative AI in a way that is beneficial to them? And then how can generative AI provide new insights into human language learning? These tools are really up close with the kind of work that we do. But how can they help us do that work better? These basic questions, which I think we all think of when we look at the incredible output that we get from generative AI, really raise some additional challenges in applied linguistics. Some of the really fundamental questions: how well does the language produced by generative AI reflect human language use? At first blush, we have to say, oh, it's amazing. We can't believe it. It's just incredible. But applied linguists don't stop there. We study language. In what ways is it really like human language? How can applied linguist methods for the study of language variation be adapted to the study of variation in AI-generated language? Okay, we've been studying language in use for a long time. Sociolinguistic approaches, genre approaches, register approaches to language, which allow us to ask more specific, detailed questions. How well can generative AI respond to the meta-linguistic specifications in prompts? Okay, we have when we see what it can do at first, we say, oh, well, it could help me do my analysis of this. It could identify these things. It could help me with my discourse analysis. But when we actually dig in and try to make it do those things, there are a lot of research questions there that need to be answered. How well does it deal with metalinguistics? How can applied linguist work in language assessment be applied to testing the language performance of an AI? Okay, we have lots of sophisticated tools for assessing language performance of humans, and any of these be applied to the AI. Do any of these need to be applied to the AI? Or should we just assume that the AI is good? We know we don't think the AI language is good. Okay, so these are some of the issues that we're going to be taking up at our conference this year. And they're big issues, and so we will be taking up these questions for years to come as well. But for the next 3 days, I want to start by thanking all of the presenters and participants who make this conference possible. We look at the program, people thank me for the program. It's just like, oh, it's just such an amazing program. It looks wonderful, it looks great. But it's really all of you who have built the program with all of your contributions. We have 6 keynote talks. We have 52 paper presentations. We have 1 colloquium, 21 posters, and 9 social breaks where we can talk to each other and get new ideas and learn from each other. In terms of format, the 6 keynotes will all be available over Zoom and in person. They'll be in person in 212 where we are now. Okay, so that's pretty easy to remember. 52 papers, it's a little more complicated. These are available over Zoom and in person. But most of the papers are scheduled in concurrent sessions. So for the papers, you usually need to make a choice, either here in 212 or in 412. And people in Zoom, there are 2 different Zoom rooms for that. So you can see on your, if you're following your schedule online, you should be able to see where to go. This morning, until 10 o'clock, you don't have to make any decisions. If you're in 212, you're at the conference then. If you're in the Zoom room that you're in, right, the same Zoom room that you're in now, will be where the first presentations are. It's not until 10 o'clock that you need to make a decision and either stay in 212 or go to 412, and you can see in the program where you need to, what the options are at that time. There are 21 posters, and for those posters, those are available now, but you have to, not through Zoom, but through Moodle. The posters, we're trying a new format with the posters, and this is particularly to allow better inclusion of all of our international participants, because people can visit your posters anytime during the 3-day conference, and I should say until 1 o'clock on Saturday. Okay, so you just need to go to the Moodle site, and you can, and there are instructions on the site of how to get into the Moodle to take a look at the posters. They're available all through the conference. You can leave your comments there. It's like a discussion forum that's set up. You can leave your comments there, and the poster presenters will presumably respond to comments in that setting. We'll have a dedicated session to those posters later today, where hopefully most of the people will actually be online as well at that time. During the social breaks, remote participants are welcome to participate via Zoom, and we will be here in 212. Or actually, if you're here, you can be any place you want to be in the building or around campus. Campus is beautiful. This is our pictures are give a glimpse of what we've got on campus right now. This is the nice time of the year in Iowa. Reason we have invited people here at this time. I want to thank our conference organizers, or really at this point, introduce our conference organizers. We'll see how it goes, and we'll hopefully. But our conference organizers, you all know Mehdi, because he's been your email pal throughout your journey to get to Iowa or to get to the website. And then myself, Carol, Bethany, Ray, Ubahar, Beckett, Jim Rinaldi are have been kind of the faculty, the main team organizers. We have an amazing conference committee that has done so many different things, all of those things that actually pull the event together. Sarah, Jean, Danilo, Ali, Gian, Cindy, Young, and Andreas. So thank them. And I don't know if I want to say most important, but absolutely essential has been, oh, yeah. Most important, we want to thank the Department of English, Volker Hagelheimer, the chair of the Department of English, who supports and encourages in so many different ways to allow us to have a conference like this. The reason we have a room like this where we can hold a conference is because Volker got it built. That's just one thing. But he's been extremely supportive in making this happen. In addition, the programs in teaching English as a second language, applied linguistics, and the Ph.D. program in applied linguistics and technology. All of those have sponsored this event. So all of them would want us to just get to it right now, which is what we're ready to do. Because our concurrent sessions start at 8 o'clock. And so I'm going to stop talking so that I saw Barack come in. Barack is and Elena. Oh, good. Okay, we're in good shape. Our first presenters are here. And so we're going to take just a few moments for them to set up and welcome everybody.
How invested in Oh, yeah.